All right, let's talk about it. AI and our jobs. It's a conversation that's just full of hype, a little bit of fear, and honestly, a lot of noise. But what if the way we're all thinking about this is kind of wrong? In this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that anxiety and find out what's really going on. I mean, this question is just everywhere, isn't it? Every single time you see a mind blowing new demo or read another headline, it feels like this is what they're asking. It's so easy to look at everything happening and just wonder, am I about to be obsolete? But that might not even be the right question to ask in the first place. Because here's where the whole story shifts. The real deal isn't about us being replaced, it's about partnership. This is not about humans versus machines, no way. It's about us figuring out the work that is, and probably always will be, uniquely human. Okay, so to figure out where our advantage lies, our human edge, we first have to get a handle on the tool itself. What is AI actually good at? And, where does the algorithm stop and our real advantage begin? Look, AI is an absolute powerhouse of logic. It loves patterns, it eats data for breakfast, and it's amazing at repetitive tasks, anything that's predictable and based on stuff that's happened before. But notice the other column. That's where it really struggles, with the unpredictable. True creativity, real emotional intelligence, and tough ethical decisions, those aren't about processing data that already exists. They're about navigating the unknown. And that is the human domain. And that right there brings us to our edge. So let's really break down these specific skills that, for now at least, AI just can't touch. So first up, creativity. An AI is brilliant, absolutely brilliant at remixing things that already exist. But it can't have that sudden flash of insight that connects, say, the curve of a seashell to the design of a brand new concert hall. That wild leap across different fields to make something totally new, that's us. That's a human thing. Next, we've got emotional intelligence. This is all about reading a room, building trust, and making a genuine connection. Just think about a great manager who knows exactly what to say to motivate someone who's struggling, or a doctor who has to deliver difficult news with real compassion. An algorithm can process the medical facts, for sure, but it can't replicate that person-to-person empathy. And finally, there's complex decision-making. Life very rarely gives us problems with neat, clean, data-driven answers. Real-world challenges require us to think about ethics, to make strategic changes on the fly, and to make a call even when we don't have all the information. That's not a calculation, that's wisdom. Okay, so we've laid out the skills, but where do they actually show up in the real world? Let's take a look at the kinds of careers where these human edge skills aren't just a bonus, they're literally the entire job description. Just think about these for a second. Healthcare isn't just about analyzing data. It's about caring for people with empathy. A plumber or an electrician needs to do dynamic, on-the-spot problem solving that no instruction manual could ever predict. Teachers don't just dump information into students' heads. They inspire them. They connect with them. And creative experts, well, they get paid for their unique vision. That's the ultimate human edge. This quote really just gets to the heart of it all. The specific technology we're using is always changing, right? But our fundamental need for connection, for guidance, for inspiration, that's not going anywhere. The careers built on serving these deep human needs have a kind of natural armor against disruption. So the common thread here is pretty clear. These jobs all operate in the real, messy, unpredictable world. They're not about processing information in some sterile, predictable way. They're all about thinking on your feet, leading with your heart, and solving problems that don't have an answer key. So all this theory is great, but the big question is, what can you actually do about it today? Let's turn these big ideas into a concrete, simple action plan to help you future-proof your career. It really just boils down to this. First, know your edge. Are you the one with the wild ideas, the go-to problem solver, the person who holds the team together? Whatever it is, double down on that. Next, lean into connection. Actively look for work that requires real, genuine human interaction. And finally, just stay curious. Treat your career like it's always a work in progress. Because in a world that's changing this fast, the ability to learn and adapt, that's the ultimate job security. If you only take one thing away from all of this, please let it be this. Stop thinking about this as a competition. It's pointless. You're never going to be a calculator at doing math, right? The real goal is to focus your energy, your development, and your passion on the very things that make you uniquely, powerfully human. So let's completely reframe that first question we asked. Instead of worrying about what jobs will be lost, let's start asking what new possibilities can be created. With AI handling all the repetitive stuff, what new frontiers can your creativity, your empathy, and your unique way of thinking go out and explore? So, what will you build?